You've got mail.
Do you remember the 90s?
Come on, Uncle Phil, this is the 90s, man.
Man, it's the 90s. It's hammer time. Come on.
It's the 90s, remember? Microchips, microwaves, faxes, airphones.
Ma, it's the 90s. You can call it what it is.
Yada, yada, yada.
I can be anything I want to be. It's the 90s.
What, are you nuts? This is the 90s. We're gonna sue you.
Wake up and smell the 90s.
This is BBC Television from London. Diana, Princess of Wales, has died after a car crash in Paris.
Diana, Princess of Wales, has in fact been killed.
That Diana, Princess of Wales, has died.
So what do you think we're going to be talking about today?
I believe we're going to be talking about, I want to find something funny to say, but it's not a funny subject. It's about Princess Diana.
Well,
and the paparazzi, right?
It's bigger than that. It's the British royal family.
Oh,
in the 90s.
Wow. Okay. So
she's just the most popular. And that was like a huge turning point. And
she was an outsider.
She was an outsider, but she was the most beloved, certainly in the 90s.
So by the way, that's the topic for Dave
and Cheryl.
And the 90s. That's right. And today we're going to be talking about
the British royal family.
That's right. I didn't guess it right, folks. Sometimes I get it's a crapshoot, but
I mean, it's kind of based on the clip I chose. That was the one that I liked because I think that was kind of the most distinct universal memory of the British royal family in the 90s. Was sort of that moment right before Labor Day in 1997, the year we graduated high school and were moving on to college, when we found out that Princess Diana had died overnight.
I'm excited to get into this only because you have picked a topic that I am null and void on, completely and utterly blank.
So no contribution from you. It's all heavy lifting for me.
Quite possibly. I mean, if you want the wrong answer,
go to Dave.
So I'm going to be the audience surrogate here because I think a lot of people probably know the most recent one of the children now, like the grandchildren.
Right. And I think that's what we're going to talk about. So right now we're all focused on William and Kate and their young family and the change from Queen Elizabeth to King Charles, you know, whatever is going on with Harry and Meghan and that sort of thing. But in the 90s, like 25, 35 years ago, there was a whole other generation of people that we were really, really focused on. We were focused primarily on Charles and Diana and Fergie and her husband, who's one of the brothers, who I think it's Andrew.
I always get a little smile when I hear Fergie, only just because of the confusion with another.
Yes.
Is the Black Eyed Peas Fergie in the 90s?
Yes. Oh, and apparently, fun fact about that, she wrote one of her albums was called The Duchess, which Sarah Ferguson is the Duchess of York. And so Fergie, the Duchess, the actual Duchess, called Fergie the singer and said, so because you did that, now you have to perform for charities. And she did. She was like agreeable to it. So that's not in my notes, but it's what I read, and it's a fun fact.
I mean, when royalty calls you to do something, it may be pomp and circumstance, but you kind of just do it.
You totally do. So we're going to start a little bit further back than that. I claim to be not a royal historian, so this will be very surface level and impressionistic.
If we can be relied upon for anything, as you remind our audiences, that we are not.
Nothing.
This is surface level. We do not take the deepest of dives unless we cover obsessive.
This is approximate information. All right. So during the 90s, do you remember the Queen Mother?
No.
The Queen Mother was Queen Elizabeth II's mother.
She was alive in the 90s?
She was alive until 2002. She was 101 years old. The genetics in this family are insane.
Which is crazy because they're probably inbred is all.
It's true. Yeah. So the Queen Mother, Queen Elizabeth II's, the queen that we know of from the last 70 years up until very, very recently, her mother was queen herself from 1936 until 1952 and was wife of King George VI, Queen Elizabeth's father, obviously. So the older Elizabeth came to prominence in 1923 when she married Prince Albert, Duke of York, the second son of King George V and Queen Mary. And they had their two daughters, Elizabeth and Margaret. And she became queen when George's brother Edward VIII abdicated the throne to marry American divorcee Wallis Simpson. You know that, right?
I do know that one, and the Queen's father was the one that was featured in the movie The King's Speech. The King's Speech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Elizabeth II's mother was known as the Queen Mum because they both were named Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And that's how they were able to distinguish her. And she was widowed at age 51 when her husband died. And that's why Elizabeth became queen. Elizabeth II, the queen we know, became queen at 25 years old.
Jeez. Was she married at the time?
Yes. She was married to Prince Philip, who we'll talk about a little bit in a second, and had her first two children, Charles and Anne. And then the other sons, Andrew and Prince Edward, were born to a sitting monarch, obviously. Mm-hmm. So Queen Elizabeth II was born in 1926, and in 1947 she married Philip Mountbatten, former Prince of Greece and Denmark, and their marriage lasted 73 years until he died in 2021.
Yeah, it was recent.
Yeah, and you remember the funeral was super, super small because it was during COVID. Mm-hmm. They had 4 children, Charles, Anne, Andrew, and Edward. So what do you know about Queen Elizabeth?
All I really know is about what we're talking about in the 90s, in that she was very much about legacy and about keeping like the rules in place. Decorum. Decorum. So she was not happy with the Diana situation. No, not at all. She was not happy with a lot of what was going on in the 90s. She was happy about the grandchildren because she had a bunch of grandchildren in the 80s and 90s. But the adults in the room were not doing so well. Well, but this is the first time in any of the royal families in the 80s and the 90s where they were under media scrutiny. Right. Yeah. The tabloids were horrible to all of them. And of course, the tabloids ended up killing Diana. This is kind of interesting. This is a speech she made in 1992. This is Elizabeth. Yes.
1992 is not a year on which I shall look back with undiluted pleasure. In the words of one of my more sympathetic correspondents, it has turned out to be an Annus Horribilis. I suspect that I'm not alone in thinking it so. We're talking about the Queen, and she had a hard 1992 because there was a publication of photographs of an affair between Sarah, Fergie, and a Texas millionaire, the separation of the Queen's second son from his wife, Fergie, the divorce of the Queen's daughter, Anne, from Captain Mark Phillips, the publication of Diana, Her True Story, a book that revealed the problems in her marriage to the Queen's son, Charles, particularly his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, who is now, of course, the Queen Consort. Yeah, the Queen Consort. Effectively the Queen of England at this point. There were photographs of Fergie sunbathing topless. There was publication of taped phone conversations between Diana and a man named James Gilby. And there was a fire in Windsor Castle in one of the official residences. So I just imagine a picture of her with just slapping her forehead. Yeah. I'm sure she had many corgis to make her feel better. Oh, they got squeezed so hard. So I remember her husband, Prince Philip, and I guess my point of view is not understanding, of course, the hierarchy of monarchy, why he wasn't king. Do you understand why? I don't. Because he was the one who married into the family. So he was Diana. He wasn't royal blood. The Queen was the person who was in line for the throne. And so him being her husband made him Prince Philip, not King Philip. That makes sense. It does. It didn't make sense to me when I was 12, but that's okay. I don't remember him very much, like speaking or anything. He seemed very like tall and dignified and kind of just there. He seemed like the guy that was sitting at the front of the store on the stool waiting for his wife to get done shopping. Holding her purse. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the really, really interesting people. So, Prince Charles. Now, King Charles. So he was born in 1948. He was the first child of Philip and Elizabeth's, and he was quite the swinger in his young days. Debonair, not handsome though.
No,
I don't really get it, but
that's the side of the gene pool that doesn't win. They may live long lives, but they're not handsome people.
No. Luckily, in 1981, he married Lady Diana Spencer, who did bring in some attractive genes.
Yes, it's the reason why those kids are as good look. Well, one of them is as good looking as
Which
they are.
one? Which one is the good looking one?
Well, as a balding man, I have to stand beside my.
So you're saying William is the handsome one?
I have to say William is the more dignified one because it's one for my team.
I see. See, I always thought William was. We're getting into their children at this point, but I always thought that William was like the handsome one when he was younger, and Harry was kind of the goofy one. And then at some point they swapped, and William kind of became the goofy one.
Harry's a hunk, man.
Harry's a hunk now, yeah. Little ginger hunk. So they had their sons, and after years of estrangement, they did divorce in 1996, 1 year before Diana died.
No, they were both cheating on each other.
Oh, back and forth. Yeah, up and down. And there's all kinds of documentation of it, recorded phone calls, and I want us to read a script. All right, so this is the Camillagate tapes. All right?
Okay.
So,
do I play Charles?
You play Charles, I'll play Camilla. English accents, not essential. You can start whenever you're ready. Whenever you can get into the character.
And now, a reading from the transcript of a private phone conversation between then Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles, as performed by the And the 90s repertory players.
I want to feel my way along you, all over you, and up and down you, and in and out.
Oh?
Particularly the in and out.
Oh, that's just what I need at the moment.
Is it?
I know it would revive me. I can't bear a Sunday night without you.
Oh, God.
It's like that program, Start the Week. I can't start the week without you.
I fill up your tank.
Yes, you do.
Then you can cope.
Then I'm all right.
What about me? The trouble is, I need you several times a week.
So do I. I need you all the week, all the time.
Oh, God. I'll just live inside your trousers or something. It would be much easier.
What are you going to turn into? A pair of knickers?
Or, God forbid, a Tampax? Just my luck.
You are a complete idiot. Oh, what a wonderful idea. Oh, perhaps you could come back as a box.
What sort of box?
A box of Tampax, so you could just keep going.
That's true.
Repeating yourself? Oh, darling, I just want you now.
Do you?
Okay, so when you're reading this for the first time, what was your reaction to this?
I kind of remembered it. I kind of remembered this weird thing, and mostly because of this.
Lady Camilla, this package has just arrived.
I know Valentine's is a week away, but I could not wait another day. Love, Charles.
Hello, darling.
Oh!
Darling, is there something wrong?
No, Charles, it's just that seeing you this way is a bit of a shock.
But it's everything we dreamed of.
Can you describe that Saturday Night Live clip we just looked at?
Yeah, he transmogrifies himself
It's a made-up word.
into a tampon with a human head.
Yeah.
So he can be inserted into her as per their erotic fantasies come to life.
Yeah. So as you might imagine, this was a wee bit of an embarrassment for the British royals.
I don't care if it's a wee bit for anyone who gets something like that put out there. I mean, the British people, obviously, but that's crazy. Nobody wants their sex chats
transcribed out.
I mean, certainly not when you describe wanting to become a tampon for your girlfriend. Anyway, they married in 2005, and now she's the queen.
It was love.
It was love.
Who are we to say what's right or wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I think Charles knew her before he met Diana, and I think it was one of those things like, oh, well, she's not the right type or something. So Diana met Charles when she was 16 in 1977. He was 29 and dating her older sister, Sarah. And then she became Princess of Wales at age 20 when she married him. He was 32. Now, this wedding, it was in the 80s, but it was a big friggin' deal.
Now, what year was it?
1981. People all over the world watched that, and that puffy dress and that crazy train. And
it is an exceptional scene. It has been an extraordinary morning, and yet there is about it an anachronistic quality. This country, so troubled by economic and political difficulties, now pulls itself together on this one national holiday to remind us of its glorious past, to present to us, as no other country that I know of in the world can, the pageantry, the color, the magnificence of it all.
So, in 1982, she gave birth to their first son, Prince William, who is currently the first in line for the monarchy after King Charles, his father. And then the second son, Harry, was born in 1984. And here is just a very cute clip.
The tourist season's over, but Niagara Falls' tour boat was pulled out of dry dock by royal request. At its bow, a visibly excited Princess of Wales and her sons, William and Henry. It's the children who have made this visit unusually newsworthy in Britain and brought out the best in Diana.
She's happier here. When she's away from the children during the day, she seems to me happier because she knows at night she's back to her children. When she goes elsewhere in the world, she's never at ease because all she's got is the telephone. She's a genuine mother, unlike many other members of the royal family.
Burn.
Yeah. So that was their visit to Niagara Falls in Canada. She was known to be a very hands-on mother and trying to give these boys life experiences that a lot of British children or royal children did not get to have.
According to royal chef Darren McGrady, Diana would often take her princes William and Harry out to eat fast food, so Sunday trips to McDonald's became a tradition for Diana and her children.
Probably one of the most famous interviews she ever did was with Martin Bashir. And here is some words that she has about Camilla.
Do you think Mrs. Parker Bowles was a factor in the breakdown of your marriage?
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
So they were living pretty much actively in the public as a married couple that were seeing other people.
For a while, yeah. I think they separated in, 1992, and then fully divorced in 1996. And then she died in 97.
Yeah.
But I think they were separated since about 92.
This is BBC Television from London. Diana, Princess of Wales, has died after a car crash in Paris. She was taken to hospital in the early hours of the morning. Surgeons tried for 2 hours to save her life, but she died at 3 o'clock British time. In a statement, Buckingham Palace said the Queen and the Prince of Wales are deeply shocked and distressed by this terrible news.
I remember, so it was the weekend that the very next day I was moving to college, literally the next day. And I remember it being Sunday morning, and I turned on the TV in the basement, and I see a British man talking about somebody who had died. And I just kept watching because I was like, I don't know, what is this? And then eventually I found out that it was Diana's brother who was making the announcement, and that Diana had passed away. And for a lot of people, this is known as what is it called? A flashbulb moment, kind of like, when JFK got killed or 9/11 or whatever.
Yeah, mine was the Challenger explosion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember it did happen overnight because that was the whole point, is that it was in the tunnel, right?
It was. It happened overnight in the UK. So it was probably, early evening for us, and then we found out the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Since last Sunday's dreadful news, we have seen throughout Britain and around the world an overwhelming expression of sadness at Diana's death. We have all been trying in our different ways to cope. It is not easy to express a sense of loss, since the initial shock is often succeeded by a mixture of other feelings.
I also think that there was a certain softness that came from the Queen that we really hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I think it took her a while, but she did eventually recognize how beloved she was. And I think how much the country was concerned for her sons, you know, and how the sons were going to be raised, because I think that they thought that she was doing an exceptional job with them, and Prince Charles wasn't notable for his personality. So in 1999, Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles made their first public appearance as a couple, and then she moved into his official residence in 2003. So he did not take very long to move on. I mean, do you think he was ever in love with Diana, or do you think he was like in love with the idea of her and like the perception of her?
I mean, he's probably, I'd like to think nobody unless, you know, they're a real complete monster, would marry someone if they didn't have some initial feelings for them. It probably just, they found out that it was just...
Yeah, I think that he probably respected her as like a mother and stuff. And
yeah.
So I have a clip of Fergie, who we have mentioned, and we'll talk a little bit more about her later. But this is an interesting clip with Oprah.
But she went through her struggles, and the tabloids, who are vicious. They're bad here, but they're vicious over there.
Absolutely.
Have tried to kill her, literally.
Yeah, they have.
Uh-huh.
And I think that that's what's so exciting about two best friends like Diana and I, is that we can grow together and transform together.
Did you know?
Support each other.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, but did you know how miserable she was?
So that was before Diana died. That interview that Fergie did with Oprah.
Do you think, is that
like months before, probably?
Do you believe what she says in the sense of how close they were or anything? Or do you think that that's just her perception of it? Or she
I think that there's a sense that they were good friends.
Yeah.
Diana and Fergie, I think they're probably people who understand the life under the British royal spotlight like no other. So yeah, let's start talking about them. So we're not going to talk about Prince Andrew too much. Do you know why?
I believe he has some sexual proclivities that we don't need to go into.
He has some extensive connections with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
So we're gonna skip past
Andrew. He's not a dude that we need to talk about. He's not a guy.
No. But he was married to Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. She was born in 1959. And she was a redhead, and she was outgoing and sort of spunky. She was very different from Diana. Diana was very reserved and very sort of measured and quiet, and Fergie was rambunctious. And they had two kids, Beatrice, who was born in 1988, and Eugenie, who was born in 1990. Eugenie.
Okay.
Yep. So those are more grandchildren to Queen Elizabeth. She did have a pretty rough time with the press as well for different reasons. She was highly criticized for her weight. Do you know what they called her?
No.
The Duchess of Pork.
Jesus.
Isn't that rough?
I mean, I knew they had problems with her weight, but I'd never heard that one.
Oh, yeah. And Fat Fergie. Her and Andrew did their thing, and they divorced, and Fergie is still alive and well. So after she was divorced, she had to make money. And so a lot of the money that she made was from this.
It's harder than having a thinner mother. It's harder than being called the Duchess of Pork. It's the hardest thing in the world, staying on a diet.
Introducing 1-2-3 Success.
It's a real diet breakthrough. From Weight Watchers.
No complicated counting.
I like that.
And no food's a no-no.
It makes the hardest thing in the world a lot easier.
I do remember that.
Yeah, she shilled for Weight Watchers.
There's no shilling that. You got to get that money.
It's true.
I mean, so when you get divorced, are you just like they close the gates on you? You can't stay. You don't have a place to stay.
Sort of not.
Because the kids are still
royal.
They're still royal.
I think she still has like a royal residence, and I think she actually lives adjacent to her ex-husband. I think it's similar to like the president. Like you have a lot of your costs taken care of, but you still have to pay for like food and like travel and stuff like that. Stuff that is, because she's not a working royal. Do you know what that means?
No.
So a working royal is members of the royal family that do royal events, like appearances.
Oh, okay.
So the current main working royals are William and Kate.
Okay.
And like
Yes.
Harry and Meghan are not working royals.
They go
and
out
so
on behalf of the royal family.
Exactly. And so Harry and Meghan are not really working royals anymore because they're in America.
I was about to say, yeah, they've pretty much given up on their country. I mean,
Sort of.
they're expats.
Yeah. Well, he is.
Yes.
She's from here.
She's from here, yes.
Oh, and this is a fun clip, which I completely forgot about and shouldn't have, but it's cute.
Okay, so say hi to my friend and tell him you like my hat.
Okay, so what's your friend's name?
Chandler.
So, hi, Chandler. Oh my God!
It's Fergie, baby!
Jerry says you don't really like his hat, but I think it's kind of dashing.
So that's an episode of Friends. It was like one of the season finales or something. But yeah, she did a autobiography like everybody did, 1996. I believe that when the Queen died, she took her corgis, take care of them. So.
Oh, Fergie took the corgis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that cute? Speaking of corgis.
She must have been on somewhat good terms.
I think she was on good terms. I mean, it was, and also because of the situation with her husband, it's easy to take sides with the ex when the family member is kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
And the girl...
She wins on this one.
And the girls are still part of the family. So her daughters right now are 9th and 12th in line for the crown. Do you know how the order goes?
I have no idea, but is that
So
that seems like there's no chance, you know?
Oh, there's
in your lifetime.
No, you would have to be like second or third unless you have like a King Ralph situation. I don't have a list from the 1990s of what the hierarchy was. Obviously, Prince Charles was number one.
Mm-hmm.
And his siblings were next in line until he had his children. So as soon as William was born, he became number 2. And then as soon as Harry was born, he became number 3. And then the various cousins. And now that we're into the next generation, William is still first, but his son is second. His daughter is third, and his second son is fourth. And so Harry becomes 5th. And then Harry's children are 6th
Is
and 7th.
William's son and daughter, is it just because the son is older than the daughter?
Yes.
It's not because she's a woman.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and I believe that was a formality that was put in place by Queen Elizabeth II, that girls cannot be skipped over. But they were lucky they had a little boy first, and so it don't matter unless Prince George of Wales
He was the
decides,
adorable one in the bathrobe that was greeting
with
Obama, right?
Yeah. It's very cute. So yeah, George, Charles, Louis, and then Harry's kids are Archie and Lilibet, which was a nickname given to Queen Elizabeth when she was a little girl.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
I guess these guys can be adorable too.
Yeah. I mean, just because they're rich doesn't mean they're not adorable. Basically, those were the two families that were highly focused on the Charles, Diana, Andrew, and Fergie, specifically Fergie. Andrew doesn't appear to have any sort of notable personality. But Sarah had some shenanigans.
Let's go.
Yeah. She had a situation. Well, we mentioned a couple of the things in the Annus Horribilis in 1992. That was at the very beginning, the Queen's speech about her bad year.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So photographs of an affair. Do you remember the toe sucking?
I don't. Please tell me about the toe sucking.
I mean,
we're already at human tampons. Let's go.
I know. British royals are freaky. So there's photos, paparazzi photos of Fergie getting her toes sucked off by I don't know, someone. Doesn't matter.
Some lucky dude.
Some lucky dude. And then there's other photos of her sunbathing topless.
That's just the cameraman's fault. That's not her fault.
The cameraman took her bathing suit top off.
Are you shaming her? She's not allowed to be out in her own privacy.
The British tabloids were shaming her.
It's good to get a little bit more clarity on this now. We're 30 plus years out of this, you know?
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting because I do think that there's a certain generation that's being paid attention to right now. And there is very much an equivalent in the 90s of, and especially the sort of pitting the two women against each other.
Yes.
Like Catherine and Meghan are pitted against each other. Like, do they like each other? Do they not like each other? Do they get along? Do they hang out?
They don't give a crap if the guys.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah. Who cares if brothers like each other? It's their wives. Are they catty? And they did. I think they did the same thing with Diana and Fergie. I think that they were legitimate friends, but they weren't under quite the spotlight with social media that Catherine and Meghan are these days. It seems like the British royalty is, it kind of feels like it's on the way out. It's like it's past its prime for sure. I don't think people are excited to, I think that in the 90s they were starting to become budget conscious and actually pay attention to the perceptions of the people in England and how much it costs to support this royal family and what they actually did for the country, which I mean, I've never lived there. I don't know what it feels like to have them, but
I think in the legacy of it, it's just the royal family essentially, I think, died with the Queen.
I think so. Well, it was such a legacy, 70 years. I'm just looking forward to going to Canada to see if they've updated all of the bills and if they've changed it from Queen Elizabeth to King Charles.
That seems like it would be a humongous undertaking.
Yeah. But she's been dead for like 2 years.
Okay. Stay tuned to your socials, kids, to find out the exciting conclusion to this cliffhanger of an episode.
If Canada has
updated their money, their parks and signage. In the meantime, this is Dave.
And Cheryl.
And the 90s. Got a favorite 90s moment or topic you want us to dive into? We'd love to hear about it. If you think we got everything wrong, we'd love to hear about that too. Drop us an email at andthe90spod@gmail.com, link in the episode description, and you can be damn sure that we'll read your comments on the show. Also, if you're digging the show, please rate, comment, subscribe, and tell everyone you know to check us out. It really does make a difference. Till next time, remember, we're nostalgia for the olds and education for the youths.